In the run-up to the release of Moana, the live-action version, I am watching and reviewing all of the Disney live-action movies, the live-action remake movies. Let's talk about The Lion King.
Life's not fair, is it, my little friend? While some are born to feast, others spend their lives in the dark. Begging for scraps.
If you like this content, you love talking movies, consider hitting subscribe. Let's talk about 2019's remake, live-action remake of The Lion King, starring Chiwetel Ejiofor, John Oliver, Donald Glover, James Earl Jones, Beyonce, Seth Rogen, and John Carney. It's directed by Jon Favreau. Simba idolizes his father, King Mufasa, and takes to heart his own royal destiny. But not everyone in the kingdom celebrates the cub's arrival. Scar, Mufasa's brother and former heir to the throne, has plans of his own. The battle for Pride Rock is ravaged with betrayal, tragedy, and drama, ultimately resulting in Simba's exile. With help from a curious pair of newfound friends, Simba will have to figure out how to grow up and take back what is rightfully his. So they say this is a photorealistically animated movie, but at the time it was called a live action remake, and that kind of got it under a lot of people's skin because it is still animated, it's fully CG. Now, just like Jungle Book, we have a stellar cast of people in this movie. Obviously, Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, we have Beyonce, and we also have James L. Jones reprising his role as Mufasa from the original animated 1994 movie. Now, funnily enough, just like I was saying about Aladdin, I didn't grow up watching Lion King, surprisingly. Again, a massive surprise, right? I was more into the Jungle Book. But I did, once I did discover The Lion King, I quickly fell in love with that movie. It's a great film with some great music and a great cast in that film. Now, making this movie is very controversial because what else can you bring to the original Lion King that's not, it's a perfect movie already. Like, it is an incredible film. There's a lot this movie does wrong. There's a few things it does right, but for the most part, it's like I'd rather go back and watch the original movie. It makes zero sense to me why this movie was actually made. And it's not even closer to the Broadway adaptation either. Like, they could have gone that route and it would have made a bit more sense. We have an original song called Spirit by Beyonce in this, and it was uncalled for. Like, it just didn't need to be there. Like, the original movie's pacing is perfect already. Like, it doesn't need to be played with. Also, the songs don't feel as powerful in terms of the vocal performances. It feels very much like the Jungle Book, where they're almost just sort of purposefully not sung as well, like almost spoken. John Oliver as Zazu doesn't do as a good a job as Rowan Atkinson. It's just a thing. Like, you can't recast that role and do better. You just can't. But you know what? I think Donald Glover did really well as Simba, and I thought that was a great performance. I actually, for the most part, liked Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, other than his laugh kind of breaking the veil of the movie a little bit. Like, kind of instantly you recognize it as Seth Rogen, and that put me off a little bit here and there. But other than that, I thought he was pretty good. Now, the movie looks great. It has aged very, very well. I saw this one in the cinema and I come out probably liking it more than I did now. Like, on rewatch, you're sort of like, do I watch this or the original? And that's really, I've, since then, since seeing it in the cinema, I've watched the animated one. I'm watching this one now again for the purpose of this review. So, yeah, I have to say the original was just superior in many ways. And that is down to the stellar cast and also the animation. There is not enough emotion on these CG animals and their faces to be able to express that emotion, and that is a major problem with the movie because the movie is so weighted in emotion, from Mufasa's death to Simba having to run away because he thinks he's at fault, to meeting new friends, reuniting with Nala. Like, there's so much emotion in this movie and it isn't captured. Like, the things you see Simba reacting to his father's death, Mufasa's death, and it's so emotionless in his face, but there in voice, and it's very jarring. And again, it's the same story, literally beat for beat the same story. Nothing has changed, so therefore just watch the original movie. Like, it makes no sense why you'd watch this one. It's just taking the same movie and doing it a little less justice, and to me it's probably one of the biggest stumbles that Disney have done in that regard. Yeah, it made tons of money, I get that, and it's a show business. It's not, they have to make their money, and they did that. But in terms of art, two very different monsters here. Personally, I think they probably did a better job of doing the Mufasa movie than this one, because at least you tell a different story with these characters and these animals, and it's a more of a unique thing, whereas just telling the same story but just done with lesser impact, that's exactly what this movie is. Honestly, I'm going to say this is a one-time watch. For the fact that I've seen it 3 times now, I don't think I'll watch it again. I'll just go and watch the original movie. Guys, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on The Lion King 2019. And we got a few more of these Disney live actions left. Let me know what your favorite one is in the comments below. And also, which ones are you looking forward to in the future? Because they're doing Tangled, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Hercules. They're all coming out soon, so they're not going away anytime soon. But as always, guys, I'll see you with the next one. Take care of yourselves.